for U.S. Congress District 8, Melissa Esparza Mathis.
Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? First of all, I want to say thank you for the Open Party Training County. What an amazing time they had for us, and just the ability to participate it's a blessing. So we need to remember that's the first thing. Being an American, we are blessed. As I've seen all around the world, especially in Iraq and Afghanistan, we don't have that. They don't have that. And they're praying and dying every day to have it. So we are blessed to be able to have this forum and have an election and not be hurt, not be killed for it. So what a blessing. Thank you. Another thing, one thing that is really important to me and that I've seen that we are in need of, term limits. Term limits. Because what happens is we send our representatives up there to represent our issues, our situations, our district. Well, without term limits, they find themselves, and we find it. They're in there. They're encroached in there. President Trump said something when he first started running. He said he was going to drain the swamp. Well, when we're looking at repeated incumbents, 20 to 30 years, what does that look like? That's the swamp. So when we're asking for change and we're sending the same people up there, we're not getting that change because we're sending the same people up there. 95% of your incumbents will get reelected. That's the survey. That's what it is. 95% of them that are running already know they're going to be reelected because of the funding that supports that. In order to actually squash that, you need term limits because it puts everybody on notice. If you're going to run for office, you're going to have the privilege of serving your constituents, and you're going to have a time frame so they don't get comfortable. So they're reminded who it is that they're working for. Their constituents. Another thing, one thing that really gets me, why have so many of our political officials had such a problem getting along? I don't know if anybody's able to recognize what's going on in Washington. It's like a bunch of middle school children running around and nobody wants to ask the other one anything. They stay on each side. That's unacceptable because that means that your issues are not being addressed. No one's are because they have a problem negotiating. We send up negotiators to negotiate on our behalf. Adults. And we're not seeing that right now. For the past 3 years, it's been a standstill because they want to take out our president. And they're focused on that. We need to take the kids out and put adults in. We have not balanced a budget since 1996. What's the problem? When we don't balance a budget, we run in the gray. When you're running in the gray, you don't know what's being spent, and they're not accountable for what's being spent. We need to have a balanced budget. The only way to do that is to send people over there with that understanding. We're going to give you this time frame. We want a balanced budget. That's not going to happen if we continue to send the same people. You cannot have the same argument every 2 years and expect anything if you're sending the same people. It's time to get new faces in there to be innovative, to reach across those aisles. Because at the end of the day, it's not about Republican or Democrat. It's about the American people.
Yeah.
It's about what's best for the American people. Not Republican, not Democrat. We don't do that. We do what's best for you. What are your issues? Are they being addressed? And they're not going to be addressed if we don't initiate that change. That has to be one of those things when they go say, yeah, I'm going to run. I'm going to run. But you're not going to stay. You're going to run, and you're going to serve a term limit. Because you get new way of thinking when you start taking them out. Anyways, I want to say thank you. Please, March 3rd, Melissa Esparza Mathis. I do have competition on both the Democrat side and, of course, two on the Republican side. But I would hope that you would consider me, and I would appreciate it. God bless.